Walk into a room full of laughter, and you immediately feel lighter. Now, contrast that with stepping into a room thick with complaints and anger. Your jaw clenches, and your mood drops almost instantly. Nobody touched you, yet in mere seconds, your posture, your thoughts, and your physical state shifted. A completely invisible transfer took place. We install security systems to protect our physical property. We lock down our bank accounts to secure our money. Yet we leave our most vulnerable asset, our daily mental energy, entirely exposed. In his 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene identifies this phenomenon as infection. He argues that human emotion and mindset radiates outward, attaching to anyone nearby. You are continuously absorbing the baseline attitudes of the people closest to you. Their stress becomes your stress, their pessimism becomes yours, and you rarely even notice it happening. This ambient exposure quietly recalibrates your standard for what is acceptable. It normalizes excuses, shrinks your ambitions, and gently steers the ultimate trajectory of your life. Here is how a mindset spreads. Emotional contagion. You subconsciously mimic another's expressions, posture, and tone. Your brain generates the matching internal emotion, replicating the feeling. You inevitably pass it to the next person, functioning exactly like a virus. We need to make a distinction here. Everyone experiences temporary setbacks. Going through a difficult season or dealing with bad luck is normal human behavior, and that is not the virus we are looking at. The true pathogen is a chronic mindset. It lives in people who make negativity their core identity. They generate endless drama, blame their surroundings, and find problems for every solution. Prolonged exposure to these individuals actively breaks down your psychological immune system. Over time, their constant excuses start to sound entirely reasonable to you, and your capacity to think big slowly erodes. Consider two friends starting out. They have the exact same raw talent and identical career opportunities, but they enter diverging social circles. The first friend spends his days with chronic complainers. His peers constantly blame the economy, politics, and their employers for their lack of progress. Year after year of absorbing this ambient negativity takes a toll. He internalizes the message, convincing himself that meaningful action is pointless because the system is rigged. The second friend builds a circle of creators. He interacts daily with people who prioritize finding solutions and spotting opportunities, regardless of the obstacles. Being immersed in that environment artificially raises his baseline expectations. When everyone around is taking action, your standards elevate and your confidence grows to match. 10 years later, their outcomes are unrecognizable from one another. Their ultimate positions in life have completely decoupled from their original, identical talent levels. Their trajectory highlights a hard truth. Long-term achievement rarely comes down to a lucky break or raw skill. It is the inescapable, compounding result of the psychological influence we subject ourselves to. Look closely at your own environment. Every conversation you engage in, every piece of content you consume, it is all programming your mind, day after day. To stop a contagion, you have to quarantine the source. You must implement strict boundaries to guard your mental energy. There's a stark dividing line between offering compassion to someone facing hardship and enabling someone remaining toxic. Audit your social circle by noticing your energy after interactions. Some drop your energy directly into the red, while others leave you restored. Once you identify the people who constantly deplete your energy, you must systematically limit their access to you. Reduce your exposure to them wherever possible. Then intentionally replace that lost time by seeking out optimistic, high-growth individuals. Surrounding yourself with people who solve problems actively builds your emotional immunity and forces your own standards to rise. The people you allow into your inner circle dictate your baseline expectations. They are actively deciding your future. Choosing who gets to influence your mind is the most important survival decision you will ever make.